Thomas Frank believes he has the backing of the Tottenham board after having lunch with the club's power brokers. While the under-pressure Spurs boss vowed he will fight for his job with his walking wounded against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League on Tuesday. Sign up for the football newsletter. Thank you. Thomas Frank has emerged with new confidence after a meeting with the Spurs hierarchyCredit, PA. The Dane claimed that a meeting with the board left him feeling positive about his situationCredit, Getty. Frank looks to be drinking in the last chance saloon after a dismal domestic campaign which has left furious fans calling for his head. But a bite to eat on Monday with 3 Spurs chiefs left him feeling supported, though he did not confirm he had received any assurances on his future when asked. Frank said, "I think it's a nice question. I haven't heard any situation like that in football where they say, 'Hi mate, if you win tomorrow, no problem. If you lose tomorrow, no problem. We had a good conversation about life and football, the future of the club, everything normal, like you do.'" Read more in football. Of course, there's a little bit, how would we say, stormy weather out there. I just think it's an extremely good sign, because normally people are running away if there's bad news or bad weather coming. They're normally not coming in and being friendly for lunch. Frank's meal was with Chief Executive Vinay Venkatesham, Sporting Director Johan Lang and Nick Boyker, the influential son-in-law of co-owner Vivian Lewis. Most read in football. Best free bets and betting sign-up offers. Frank's side handed West Ham a rare win on Saturday. Credit. Reuters. Spurs fans were not happy following the result. Credit. Shutterstock editorial. He faces Dortmund having won just 3 games in his last 15, including Saturday's miserable home defeat to West Ham which left supporters raging. The board met the day after the Hammers' loss to consider calling time on the Danes' 7-month reign. But he remains in post and is determined to scrap his way out of trouble. The ex-Brentford chief, 52, vowed, "If your back is against the wall, you fight. And that's what I do. I'm energetic, I fight. Again, it's not about me. We need to win football matches. And we need to win football matches together. And that's what it's all about. You don't feel sorry for yourself when things are tough. You put things into a bigger perspective and you do everything you can. I definitely know I can look at myself and know I am doing everything to make things right." Frank has been left with just 11 available outfield players due to a mixture of injury, suspension and ineligibility. That includes left-back Ben Davies, who had surgery on Monday on a fractured ankle picked up against West Ham. Ben Davies was left requiring surgery after picking up an injury against West Ham. Credit. Getty. His upcoming fixtures are far from a walk in the park. The Spurs boss was left with the difficult call of whether to draft striker Dominic Solanke back into the squad at the expense of inform Matthijs Telephone, or leave the Frenchman in, and opted for the latter. Telephone, 20, had been left out of the original Champions League squad in September, but he temporarily replaced the crocked Solanke for the last game against Slavia Prague due to an injury loophole. Frank said, "It was not a nice decision to have to make. Unfortunately, that's football, you have to make a decision. With the way the rules are, the only option was it was either Dom or Matthews in the squad. Recommended stories. I chose Dom because I think Matthews has done very well in the last couple of games, and that's the crazy thing. If I could pick from all the players that are fit, then he would start tomorrow. But I can only pick between the two of them, and now he is out of the squad. That's of course a tough one to take for Matthews. Thomas Frank in Uncertain Waters, by Tom Barkley. Thomas Frank did his best to keep up a sunny disposition, despite the storm clouds gathering around him. The Dane is fighting back the tide at Tottenham, but defeat on Tuesday at home to Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League could spell disaster. Despite the unrelenting pressure and rife speculation that he is set for the sack, Frank put on a brave face as he headed out to training yesterday afternoon. Smiling over to the watching media, the 52-year-old said, "All good? I'm very good, thank you. The sun is shining and we're playing football." Spurs fans who watched the exchange after it was uploaded to social media were quick to point out that the sun was not, in fact, shining, and that it was instead overcast and gloomy. Yet another example of the former Brentford boss getting it wrong, they quipped. Many supporters have lost faith with Frank after a miserable domestic campaign full of cock-ups. 4 wins in the last 18 have seen Spurs go out of both cup competitions and drop down to 14 in the Premier League, 8 points off the top 5. Though performances, more than results, have got supporters' backs up, while the sorry tale had an element of farce at Bournemouth earlier this month when Frank was pictured holding an Arsenal-branded coffee cup. Scenes turned toxic in the devastating 2-1 home defeat to relegation-threatened West Ham on Saturday, which saw Spurs fans sing, "You're getting sacked in the morning," to Frank and boo him down the tunnel. There is a strong chance there will be a repeat of that on Tuesday evening against an imperious-looking Dortmund, who have lost just one Bundesliga game all season. Frank, after all, has just 11 available outfield players and will likely have to field teenagers Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall in central midfield. Some fans might already be irked at the sight of goalkeeper Guglielmo Vicario on the match program, alongside the words, "Dream." Dare. Do. That is the same Vicario who did not dare to deal with a corner which led directly to Callum Wilson's last gasp winner at the weekend. Yet Frank still believes he can win back the supporters, declaring, "I'm not in doubt of that. I've said it many times and I'll say it again, as long as we win football matches and make sure we do that, and win enough of them, then everyone will support us. We have 11 outfield players available, and we maybe have 3 players that need to push massively to get through 90 minutes physically. So that's why we need everyone to support us. And we want them to support us from minute 1. All of us, especially the team, especially the players, especially if it's not going too well. We need them to support us. Because if we do get that support, everything can happen. And magic can happen. With so many players out due to a mixture of injury, illness, suspension and ineligibility, Xavi Simons will hopefully supply that magic. The Dutchman is going to play through the pain barrier, having taken an almighty whack on his ankle off Jared Bowen against the Hammers. Simons is only 22, but has vast experience compared to the list of kids that will have to fill Frank's bench and may well be needed in the game. Highly rated Luka Williams-Barnett, 17, has a good chance of making his Champions League bow when fatigue sets in for the second half. Ex-Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain playmaker Simons added, "You can see the younger guys coming up, and in training every day with us, the excitement that they have. Their willingness to play the game is immense. I think they are all ready. Everyone wants to win, not only the coach, but the players as well. And we want to change this, especially me. I'm a guy, I'm willing to give everything to win. And obviously, if I had really pain, then I wouldn't play. But it's now a situation that I can handle myself as well, even though I have a little bit of pain. But I want to play the game, I want to help the team and to grow into that. For all the domestic woes Spurs have faced, their Champions League campaign has been decent. They are on 11 points, which could already be enough for a playoff spot. Victory over Dortmund would give them a great chance of qualifying in the top 8 to go straight through to the knockout stage. To do it will take a Herculean effort, though, and they will also be doing it without their midfield hardman João Palhinha, despite reports in Germany that the injured Portuguese could make himself available for his boss in his hour of need. Yet Frank confirmed Palhinha was unavailable, before adding, "When it rains, it pours." The fear is it will be the Dane who will be washed up if things go badly on Tuesday.